So, quick message to neurotypical wives out there married to an autistic husband in a neurodiverse marriage. When you try to tell your autistic husband how you feel and he doesn't get it, and he says, I don't understand why you would feel that way. He's not saying, I don't care how you feel, or that you shouldn't feel that way. He's saying, I don't understand why you would feel that way. Because if he has ASD level 1, he has this little thing called alexithymia. Alexithymia. Big fancy term for emotions blindness. It's not that he doesn't care about your feelings. It's that he can't see your feelings. Hey guys, this is Mark. And I just had to share a situation that I ran into recently with a client. I was working with a couple, and about 45 minutes into our 60-minute session, she said, this is not what I expected. I said, oh, what were you expecting? She goes, talk therapy. I said, well, I don't do talk therapy. And both of these couples, both the ASD husband and the NT wife, were seeing their separate therapists. And so I said, since you guys are already seeing therapists, what is he doing with you? She goes, talk therapy. I said, and you're still having problems with your marriage? Yeah. So you're getting neurotypical advice from someone who has no idea how to deal with neurodiverse marriages where one spouse is ASD level 1, and you've been talking for how many years? How many years have you been talking? How many years have you been going to a therapist and you have talk therapy? Okay, now you do need to talk to somebody, and you do need to have an emotional vomit in somebody's lap. There is some value in that, but talking doesn't solve problems. So in the event that you want to come to me, here's how it's going to work. I'm going to have a bunch of questions, and when you answer these questions, I'm going to have even more questions about those answers. So it's going to be more of a Q&A session with me, with the end goal of that session to be, I'm going to be providing some recommendations based on what we talked about. So if you just want to talk to somebody, I don't want any advice, I just want to talk, okay? That's fine. It's not going to happen with me. There's been too much talking and not enough action. Hey, did you know that females with ASD level 1 often present with a unique set of characteristics that can make diagnosing their disorder very difficult? Also, their strengths often mask their deficits. Now, some autistic females have obvious social difficulties, but others appear to have excellent skills because they imitate the behaviors of others, often without understanding the reason behind those behaviors. Now, there are many autistic-like females who do not receive a diagnosis because, compared to males, they have fairly good social skills, particularly when interacting with others in a one-on-one situation. They also have special interests that are different than males, and they have traits that are different than males. A quick message to neurodiverse couples. Did you know that the behavior that you point out to your spouse is the behavior that's likely to increase? For example, if you point out the things that they're doing wrong, how they're failing you, how they're falling short, they're likely to increase that behavior despite you. If you point out what they're doing right and what you appreciate, they're likely to increase that behavior to please you. Hey, did you know that your autistic spouse is allergic to the 3 C's? Yeah, he's allergic to conflict, he's allergic to criticism, and he's allergic to crowds, especially noisy crowds. So when you're trying to make sense of him, think allergy, 3 C's.